Welcome to Spotlight TV. I am your host, Emily Zubi. We're so happy to be in partnership with community newspapers. We have another rock star for you today who's a YPP Circle member, which is part of Miami Women Who Rock. Her name is Lorena Perozo. She is not only a past Rising Star Award honoree, but she is one of these women that is nonstop for our community, has been giving back for years, has had all these acknowledgments. We're going to hear about that. She has a very special event coming up, and we're going to share all those details with you. With that, I'd like to say welcome to the beautiful Lorena Perozo.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you for having me here. I'm so happy to be here with you.
It's wonderful. Let's start with a little bit, because your story I love. And what we try to do here on Spotlight TV is get the story behind the woman or man, the rock star, because we all have a why as to why we do what we do, our reason, our purpose, our passion. And I'll never forget hearing yours. It made an impact on me, and I fell in love with the story, and you as an inspiring individual. So talk a little bit about the reason how you got started, because you had another organization before this one. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Yes. I'm from Colombia, originally from Colombia. I consider myself an immigrant from Colombia. I'm from Barranquilla, exactly. I'm between Barranquilla and Cartagena. So when I came to the United States, like all the immigrants, etc., I started doing a lot of different jobs. And I had the big opportunity to be involved in charity philanthropy because I had a funding opportunity with Nicholas Children's Hospital at that moment, like 10 years ago. We wanted to do something in telemedicine. Obviously, I'm from Colombia, so I wanted to bring a project to Colombia specifically. Because that specific project, I made like the foundation that used to be LDG and LPR Foundation, and now is FindAWay4Kids, because it convert in a very global health initiative that I'm working with Nicholas Children's Hospital, and I bring this project especially to Colombia because I start with my country, but it's part of a global health initiative that can be replicated in other countries like Central and South America.
It's a beautiful model.
Yeah, it's a model that we want to really share with the rest of the world. And it's for detection for congenital heart disease in newborns, basically. That's what we do. We do this congenital heart disease detection on babies. And we are in Colombia in like 15 hospitals, like 7 cities, etc. So this is kind of like my main project in Colombia with another organization that I have over there. But my foundation, FindAWay4Kids, is more like global organization. This is one of the main projects that I start with, but now, I'm partnered with different organizations. I'm doing a little bit with Chapman, with Boys and Girls Club of Broward. We have another commitment with a Kravis Center in the Georgia Academy that has to be with art performance. So my organization, I call it like more like kids, health, and education. And I want to do initiative for both of them, for health or for education.
And I imagine there's a lot of technical aspects to being able to do what you do. And I know that you are nonstop, like you're, from early in the morning to late in the evening. What have been some of the challenges, and also what are some of the success stories that, in the last couple months that, I know you were just recognized, I want you to share a little bit about
with the project that we have in Colombia, like we started the project before in 2019, and then the COVID hit, etc. But our goal is to screen at least 100,000 kids in Colombia for this specific condition. Right now, we are 65,000 kids in Colombia. Obviously, we have some positive surgeries that we are on the way to do, in Colombia, or if there is a possibility that they come here with Nicholas Children's Hospital. We train around almost 400 doctors in Colombia. Some
Wow.
of them came to United States to do, technical training. We also support the hospitals with echocardiographers, pulse oximeters, a lot of technology that they can actually do their job in the hospitals. As a part of the program, we also support the family with all the expenses that they have in the
Amazing.
hospital. When they are in the hospital, 1 month, 2, 3 months, these surgeries can be up to 3 years to resolve the situation. So in those hospitals that we are in Colombia, for example, we help the families with the expenses that they have meanwhile they are in the hospital. And all the, everything that is out of the insurance. Obviously, there is a lot of things involved in these problems when they have a sick kid in a hospital. And this is my main success right now. And we was recognized by the Colombia Pediatrician Society. And also we are going to be soon at the Congress in Colombia, and the project is going to have a huge recognition for everything that we do in Colombia. But we also have this is kind of like the main success story that I have right now. But we also working in a lot of initiatives like education initiative. Also, I'm very involved in education. I would like to have projects to build in schools, things like that. For example, with Boys and Girls Club, it's more about education.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing something in Broward, one of the centers in Broward that is called Florence de George. So that has to be with audiovisual, etc., to train the kids about all this.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so this is here. So my community is important, but I can say that my organization is global because I want to go outside and do also things in another countries. So, but obviously Miami is my hometown. I love Miami. So I also do a lot of things here in my community.
That's you are a total rock star, and we met through Marile. And I was just posting this morning, and I was just saying, like, our community has grown because of one rock star connecting another rock star and saying, oh, you got to do this. Our YPP circle's only a couple of years, we're going into our second year, but it has been such a vibrant community and a spark plug to Miami Women of Rock that, just having you and all the work you're doing and having all the YPP members connect with each other. That's absolutely
It is super
imperative.
important because that's my inspiration. For example, Marile is my mentor. And having a woman like you, like Miami Women Who Rock, give us the inspiration to the GPP circle to do things like this. And
Yes.
we can imagine to do amazing things. So it's like an inspiration that you have that you can do great things. And I have a plan for the next 10 years that I'm going to be very busy doing a lot of things for the foundation.
I know you will. And I know you're going to get every single one done.
I think I'm maybe starting, but to be honest, I'm in this like for the last 10 years, like building the whole organization. And right now, I think I'm very ready to do, more big projects.
We have an event coming up. We have an event coming up. We want to show you the details to save the date, November 29th. And it's a FindAWay4Kids. And we're talking to co-founder and CEO, Lorena Perozo. So tell us about the event, because we want to make sure that the rock stars out there support you. Not only but the whole Miami community. So tell us about the event.
Super. I want to share this event. This is like a benefit dining experience. It's more like kind of like different from normally what I do, fashion show, etc. I wanted to do a cool, extraordinary culinary experience with one of the Michelin star restaurants. Thank God this restaurant is, the owner is from Colombia, and he is a Michelin star chef, Juan Manuel Barrientos. It's called El Cielo. And I had the blessed that he wanted to sponsor our foundation because we have a lot of projects in Medellin, and he's from Medellin. We have about 3 hospitals in Medellin that we are involved with the community, and we help those hospitals. So obviously they wanted to participate in this event. So it's a culinary experience, very, very good food. It's gonna be a nice and amazing night with a lot of fun, music, etc. But very intimate, and kind of like this is gonna be the first time that I can share the results of everything that I did so far.
So exciting.
So yeah, so
for more information, why don't you give the details, website, or you have also amazing Eva in your office who helps me all the time when you're traveling. So for more information, they should go to your...
Yeah, we have our website, FindAWay4Kids.org. And then we have our Instagram page, FindAWay4Kids.
So you want to follow Instagram?
Follow Instagram, FindAWay4Kids. And
it's for
our
the
website. And we are going to be posting some details about the event and more information about this specific event, November 29. And nothing. I wish I can have the support of everybody on my GPP circle, of course. I mean, this is the first time that I have the opportunity to share what I really do, because I don't have the opportunity when we talk in different events, and this event is gonna be one of my main event these years. I would talk with the girls like in different groups. I have a lot of friends that are supporting me, commit. I have a committee, but this is kind of like the first event that I can share my mission to everybody.
It's wonderful.
Also, I have another event in Colombia, in Cartagena next year that I want to share after this.
Okay.
So a lot of things coming from FindAWay4Kids.
She'll definitely be back and tell us about that event.
Yeah, that one is going to be a great event in Colombia.
Let's talk about leadership, because, we're working on a book of 50 Rockstar Leaders as one of our leadership legacy initiatives. And you're such a leader in yeah, I mean, you're impressive. Your background and what you do and your passion, your purpose. What do you think are your inspirations in terms of, you talked about having a mentor. What would you say is important for leaders to keep in mind, or characteristics that make good leadership, especially when it comes to that whole health initiative and nonprofit and all that area? What do you think?
For me, I'm very kind of new in nonprofit. When I started, I didn't know anything about this. So thank God to some mentors like Marile, and then I became a little bit close to different members like Miami Women Who Rock, etc. I'm still learning, about it, but about philanthropy, I had a special passion, and I discovered that I really like to do this job right now, because I was not focused before. Like now, this is my full-time job right now, and I have the time to do it. My daughter is 22 years old. She's in San Diego studying, so I'm kind of free, and I have plenty time to do the work, my mission, right now. So I think this is the time to do it. And also sharing with another women, especially in my city, my culture in Colombia, giving them, or showing in Colombia that the women, we can get together, we can organize to do things together, we can help our community, we can do groups like GPP, all this I learned in Miami, because this is something that I really, I feel very blessed that I can be part of a group of ladies, and I'm still learning about all this leadership that women, getting together to help our community. It's amazing.
It's absolutely what empowerment is all about. And I want to congratulate you, and I also want to thank you, because not only were you honored by us, but you are paying it forward. You are now one of our Rising Star Award sponsors, and are going to be sponsoring a diamond for one of the YPP members, which is beautiful, because really that's that, that idea of giving back. There are a lot of people who would say, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I can't. But, you're stepping up to the plate. I mean, and you have such a good, generous heart. I mean, I asked you and you're like, okay, yes, that's amazing that, so you will be presenting one of the diamonds to one of our YPP members. We're going to be announcing those very shortly. We have a press event coming up to announce our rising stars, but you'll be presenting a diamond to one of our YPP members. So.
Yeah, and this is very important because all these girls are supporters all the time, and they may don't have an organization like I have my organization, but they always support, and they deserve to be, a recognition for that, right? They always there, they going to the event, we do events, we get together. And in my case, it's different because I really have my organization. This is my job. But I have another friend that they really support in different ways to different organizations, not just my organization. And they deserve to be recognized, and they all, we are proud of all of them. Because even going to an event and be part of the community is already a big support for us. For the people that work in nonprofit and run an organization like me and the CEO, president now at the organization.
It's amazing. So if you would like to be a diamond sponsor, and it's a really great package, we have it posted here. And basically for our corporate memberships, we start at $2,000 and you get to present a diamond, get tickets to our events, get cross-promotional on social media. We have over 20,000 across the Miami Woman Who Rock platform. So, we're a powerhouse when it comes to that, and, supporting that next generation, because
exactly.
it's so important that, the YPP, everyone said to me, Emily, why? And I said, because it's about our future is bright with these young professionals, philanthropists, and people like, Marile, who's been a mega mentor, for a lot of them, it's been really important. And I shared this story before, but when we first did at the Biscayne Bay Yacht Club, we did this big, event and did our first Rising Stars, Star Awards. My brother looked at me and he said, okay, now when? I said, now what? He goes, now you have to keep them engaged, and it's a completely, we have our founder circle, but it's a completely different group, and we're doing some really fun things with the YPP. We just had our kickoff. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your experience has been, with the YPP? You were at the kickoff at the Key Club, and our big part of it.
It's one of the things that give you, the inspiration, the motivation to keep working. That they recognize that you are doing a good job. It's very important that that people tell you, oh, you're doing a good job. They cheer you up, because this is really like running an organization, helping people. I have a whole team in Colombia that I work and being leader here and in Colombia. I travel to Colombia every month. So I run 3 projects at the same time. And I have to be kind of like sharing my time between the 2 communities, Miami and my community, which is Colombia, because I choose to bring this project to Colombia. So I'm in total responsibility of the success of that. Well, with my partner, which is the Nicholas Children's Hospital, which is an amazing partner. But I'm the leader, and it's important that I can feel that I'm doing a good job, and then the people and the ladies tell me, oh, wow, I'm proud of what you're doing. I admire you for what you're doing. Those words, it make you a lot of different in the, in your daily activities. You wake up, I'm very active. You know how I am. I wake up super early. I work out. My workout is important for me, and then I keep going my day. I think I have the time because I don't have like a family, small kids, etc. So I have plenty time to do it. And I really invite another girls to be more involved in the giving. The giving is an amazing thing. It's like it's a bless to have the opportunity to give back to the community, to do something for the people. When I go to Colombia and even here, when I go to the centers, I was in Camp Boogie Creek. This is in North Tampa. We are trying to do something with them about mental health. For example, like
So important.
a new program that we're doing. And I'm immediately thinking, how can I connect Camp Boogie Creek with the kids in Nicholas, for example? Some of them, this is a camp for kids with disabilities, etc. But we are like really thinking about to do something with mental health with them. And I immediately talk about, for example, Chapman, how can they can use the opportunity to bring kids to the camp, etc. So imagine a lot of ideas that I have for the foundation.
You do have a lot of ideas. And one of the things that I was so impressed with you as a leader, when we sat down and, and Mariposa, my favorite place, is that you have a real vision and goals. So 10 years from now, what's that big picture? What's that dream that you have that, we look into the future and say 10 years from now, where would you see your organization? What,
For example,
I know you have global mission.
The global mission is based in kids, health, and education. So I wish I can do my global health initiative that involve, technology, training, etc. to another countries, not just Colombia, Central South America, that I can do the same model in another countries that I'm doing right now, the Global Health Initiative. And also education, building schools, for example. I'm building a school in La Guajira, Colombia, and I want to do a 10-year program that I can actually take these kids to another level of education, a little bit more semi-private with, they are normally in a public school, but I want to give them another tool that they can, have a better education to be able to go to university, etc. And building a school. Like Shakira, Shakira loved building school, and she built like 2 schools already in Barranquilla. Shakira is actually a big inspiration for me, to be honest. And she thinks about Barranquilla all the time, and she's a worldwide person, but she cares about Barranquilla, so me too. And that give me like an inspiration also.
Yeah, she has a good heart. I started in my early MTV days with her when she was just first starting out, and I'll never forget. She really does have.
Yeah, that's one of my initiative for the next year that we starting. That's why we have the event in Cartagena next year. It's for a global education initiative, which is something new that I'm going to do, and basically is to build school for education. I wish I can partner with different programs, from the United States that I can give me the tools to have better education or give them better education, like after school programs, etc. That they don't have that right now.
Beautiful.
Over there in Colombia is kind of like some rural areas are very difficult to have. Even like the basic education is not super good because the logistic of the country. I'm from Barranquilla, but that's one of the main cities. But we have another areas in Colombia that are not covered by good resource, water, nutrition, education, etc. And La Guajira is one of them. So maybe for the next year and for the next 10 years, I'm going to be focusing those global health or education initiatives.
Love it. I love it. So I always say that if I had to tell my younger self one piece of advice that I would tell my younger self, that don't sweat the small stuff. Sometimes little things could seem so big. If you had a piece of advice, from your younger self, what would it be? What's something that you've come to learn that you would say to that part of you?
To have dreams. I think we can limit ourselves to just, for example, come to United States and staying in one spot. You have to move, you have to explore, you have to have the opportunity to meet people, to get in different networks, and have dreams, big dreams, that you can really think that you can achieve those dreams and that you can be able to do amazing things. Why not? It's like as immigrants, we come to United States just to have a better life. mostly of us, we have a better life. United States give us the opportunity to have a better life. It's amazing. But also we can do another things like for United States, for our community, no?
Absolutely.
And help another countries with the globalization to do also things, I think it's a social responsibility that we have right now. Mostly of these hospitals like Niklaus, St. Jude, even, etc., they actually have a global health department working every day in sharing everything that they do with another countries. Like I was just in St. Jude and they have a huge mission, like $200 million to do this global health initiative in the whole world for cancer with St. Jude, which is also amazing. And I wish I can do something with St. Jude. I'm still working with St. Jude to do something.
It's wonderful. It's so important too when we take a look at all these organizations, and something that I really see definitive in your leadership style is that collaboration. You're not going like this. You were looking, okay, let me work with Chapman. Let me work with Boys and Girls Club. Let me work with this, because there are so many charities and how to best serve them. Someone asked me last night, we had our founder circle mix and mingle, and I said, collaborate. We
can not to do the things by her, just us. We can get together. I mean, I can get together with another organization, do things together, and I cannot do it by myself. We ask another organization to partner. I mean, I put my part, you put your part, and we get together and we do something amazing. That's the way that we have to do it right now, I really knock the door for big organizations to do things like for example, going to San Jude and ask them, listen, let's do something in Colombia, whatever. That's something big. But
you are so confident. I mean,
you
know what? You have that can-do attitude. Who's going to say no to you? I mean, you go in there, and that confidence is that, they say you don't get what you don't ask for. And as long as I've known you, you've been that person who said, like, why not? And I can do this.
It is part of the globalization right now. I was just in Cartagena in a FIU Global Health Conference, and I learned that a lot of institutions are working in this. So it's something that is going on. You just need to, get the information and go talk to them and see what they are doing. And maybe you can do some things with those organizations. So this Global Conference of America that was in Cartagena from FIU, I learned a lot about the climate, global health, etc. And I was very impressed about everything that they were saying concerning collaborations, partners between hospitals in United States, in Colombia, in Spain, everybody getting together for something, sharing.
That's wonderful.
Sharing information.
Wonderful. Well, we thank you so much, Lorena, for being here today. So again, if you want to collaborate, help, support, sponsor, FindAWay4Kids.org.
That's the name, Find a Way.
Find a Way.
I try to find a way.
FindAWay4Kids.org with the beautiful Lorena Perozo. This has been another edition of Spotlight TV. We hope that you'll join us every week at 10 a.m. We go live with community newspapers, and we thank you for being part of our Rockstar community. We have so many of not only women who rock, but also men who rock in our book of leaders that we're going to be featuring on the show, and telling, that's the whole idea of spotlighting their experience and what they're doing, how they're doing, and how they're making a difference. And we couldn't be more excited to have you. So we'll see you on Spotlight TV next week.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Emily. Thank you so much.